She didn't just sing, she defined a generation, reshaped the idea of stardom, and built a legacy from the ground up. Diana Ross isn't only one of the most unforgettable voices in music, she's a puzzle made of glamour, drive, and controversy. From modest roots in Detroit to facing down industry titans, her path has been anything but ordinary. But despite the fame, much of her story remains in the shadows. And what lies beneath her polished exterior might just surprise you. Because while the public saw a sparkling superstar, what they didn't witness were the behind-the-scenes struggles, strategic moves, and whispers that trailed her every step. Diana Ross's real story isn't just about music, it's about grit, transformation, and a legacy built on guarded truths. And once you uncover what was really happening out of the spotlight, you'll never see her the same way again. Before the fame, there was a teenage girl in Detroit, sketching outfits and dreaming of fashion design. At Cass Technical High School, Diana studied tailoring and design, not stage lights and microphones. But her real lessons happened in church choirs and on city streets, where her talent and drive took root. At 15, she joined the Promettes, a girl group nobody took seriously at the time. Still, Ross pushed forward, using every connection, including Smokey Robinson, to get a shot with Motown. And once she got them in the door, she made sure they stayed. She and the group took any job, clapping on tracks, running errands, just to stay visible in the studio. Their persistence paid off in 1961 when Motown signed them, but with one catch, they had to pick a new name. When Barbara Martin left a year later, Diana was pushed to the forefront alongside Mary Wilson and Florence Ballard. The Supremes were born, and music history changed. With 12 #1 hits and a look that defined the era, they weren't just a girl group, they were icons. Diana Ross leaving the Supremes wasn't just a next step, it was a strategic leap into solo superstardom. Her debut solo album delivered immediate success with hits like Ain't No Mountain High Enough and Reach Out and Touch Somebody's Hand. But beyond the hits, a power shift was happening. In 1980, after 20 years at Motown, she shocked the industry by walking away, accepting a $250,000 exit package and signing a then unprecedented $20 million contract with RCA. It was a record-breaking deal, and clear proof that Ross wasn't just chasing fame, she wanted the reins. Her personal life, though, was far more complicated. Her relationship with Motown's Berry Gordy resulted in a secret child, Rhonda, born while Ross was already married to someone else. Her husband, Robert Silberstein, raised Rhonda knowing the truth, but the world didn't. Then came the public trouble. In 2002, Ross was arrested for DUI while in rehab, an incident that clashed sharply with her public persona. Still, she powered forward, managing her image, weathering scandal, and never pausing. In Diana's world, image wasn't just part of the job, it was the foundation. Her personal story had as many layers as her professional one. Ross's first marriage to music exec Robert Silberstein gave her daughters Tracy and Chudney and a picture of stability. But behind it was a deeper complexity. Rhonda, her firstborn, was Berry Gordy's child, born just before her wedding. Silberstein raised her regardless. Later, Ross had a brief romance with Kiss frontman Gene Simmons that ended quickly. Then came Arne Næss Jr., a Norwegian businessman she married in 1986. They had 2 sons, Ross Arne and Evan. But the marriage didn't last. Cheating rumors eventually unraveled it, and they divorced in 2000. Just 4 years later, tragedy struck when Næss died in a mountain climbing accident in South Africa. Still, Ross remained the anchor of her large, growing family. Her son Evan married singer Ashlee Simpson, and Diana became stepgrandmother to Ashlee's son with Pete Wentz. Her children began forging their own paths in entertainment. Even off the stage, Diana Ross understood how to build a legacy, through her family, her fortune, and a quiet but firm sense of control. In a world where stardom burns out quickly, Diana Ross achieved something far rarer: endurance. From music charts to the silver screen, she didn't just ride each wave, she helped shape them. With over 90 singles, more than 20 albums, and honors that span generations, Ross is more than a performer, she's a cultural pillar. But perhaps her greatest strength was remaining elusive. In a world obsessed with access, she kept parts of herself out of reach, and that might be her biggest accomplishment. Now worth an estimated $250 million, Ross lives in luxury, from her multimillion-dollar Connecticut estate to her collection of high-end cars. Yet she never flaunts it. She's given to charity, spoken up when it mattered, and kept touring well into her 70s. But she's never truly opened the door to her private life. And maybe that's her magic. Diana Ross didn't just endure the spotlight, she bent it to her will. And after more than 50 years, one thing remains true: we're still watching.